Welcome to the ACHIMA 2022. Welcome to the joint booth of Aventus Feige Filling, Haver & Böcker Automation and Haver & Böcker Machinery Division. No one has more experience in running your equipment than you do. Imagine combining this experience with the know-how from the people who actually built it. We believe that by working hand in hand as partners, we can create the perfect process. Let's have a closer look now how this could work. I've got Eva Ellebracht here at my side. She is responsible for the spare parts sale in Haver Services. And we have Klaus Siewicke with us live from Oelde. He's in Haver Service Support and he was involved in building the digital solutions team. Welcome, great to have you here.
Hello, Merle.
Eva, there's one question popping directly up to my mind. The last 2.5 years were very challenging for all of us, I think. We had travel restrictions every now and then, the whole time, we don't really know anymore. But how did you handle this? And in your service apartment, how could you actually see your clients?
As you can imagine, this was a really challenging time for us. It was a lot of work to organize the few service trips that we are able to do, and we did not have the certainty in planning. And luckily, we developed ourselves a lot during this time, and we found ways to serve our customers which we do not know and which we do not use before. And I think Klaus has some examples, and he can tell us how the service technicians work during this time.
Klaus, do you hear us? Could you give us some
examples?
Yes,
of course. Welcome to Oelde. Yeah, it was very complicated to travel in that time. Forms, laws, regulations makes it difficult. And but we were lucky because we had already designed and developed our QSI system. And with this QSI system, we were able to work remotely. And that gave us the possibility to keep the service technicians in the business. So they did a good job, remotely help customers in case of fails, in case of problems, in case of analysis of spare parts, so we can compensate the problems. And that was very, very successful to come over the, let's say, difficult time of the pandemic and so on.
You said you developed, or Eva said you developed a lot in this time, and you said you overcame the problems, meaning, I mean,
yep.
You have to have the right personnel. You have to have experts that not only know a lot about their field, but they're really good in training others and teaching others, and they're actually also good in doing this remotely due to the pandemic.
Yep.
How do you find these people who know to do all of this?
We are happy to say we have not really a big problem with that. Of course, remoting and so on, that has to be trained specially. But first of all, we have to say we have a good apprenticeship training in our company by ourselves. And yeah, we together with the academy train the people in our company, internal. By the way, we maybe have a possibility to have a look into our training center. There we can see that we simulate there a completely packing line. So this is a simulation of an Radimat, for example, and in the background you see check weighers and belt conveyors. So we have quite a nice simulation of the whole packing plant there. So we can train dual as well, so in the practice as well as on presentations and so on. So
that's impressive. That's
yeah,
impressive.
And yes, and further on, the service technicians, they go with our system experts as well as with experienced service technicians to the sites and can be trained on site, so they come step by step into the business. And yeah, in short, I can say we are very, very well positioned in the moment and feel very good there.
That sounds great. Times are changing and also the service sector is changing. Eva, where do you see the benefits in a new, in a modern and sustainable service sector? Where do you see the future?
For us, the biggest benefit will be the right combination of our service products. So in general, we have two groups of customers. On the one hand, there are new customers who have their first H&B machine, and on the other hand, there are customers who have known us for a longer time and who already have Havan-Böcker machines. But every customer has its own needs, and only together with the customer we can identify them. So by having a look to our service portfolio, you see, as Klaus described before, there is a great diversity of different products. And to come back to your question, the new digital products will be a great addition to our traditional service products in the future.
Digital products, I would love to see more about this. Could you maybe show us an example of a digital tool? Klaus, I see that you're sitting in front of a computer. Could you maybe show us a little bit of this?
Yes. In the interviews before, I already mentioned that we want to go deeper into the QSI, we're calling it. So QSI means Quadro System Intelligence. And it is split in three parts. One part is a monitoring. We can see here on the left side that monitor. So that shows, by example, the production, how the machine is running right now, the maintenance condition, the total time, how long the machine was in process. Maybe the machine was waiting for product, or for bags, or for belt conveyor, or it was down because of fails. So you can see on this tail, production today shows how many bags has been produced in a day, and so on and so on. So this is now one display of a rotopacker. So if the customer has more machines, he can select on this side here, by example, to an Adams, and he can go deeper into the special, let's say, informations, maintenance, preventive maintenance system is included, service report, logbook. So these are all things we can see via monitoring. The second part, is the remote. Remote control means the machine is, by example, down and the customer has a problem, so we can get connected to the PLCs on site. So we can, in this example, see the HMI on a simulation, but also we can go into, let's say, PLCs, we can go into VD drives and see what problem is really there and help from the distance as good as possible. The third part is analytics. Analytics means that we create reports, and we can see before the machine fails when a problem comes up. Also, we'll be developing tools. On the left monitor, there's an example of a filling curve. So in a filling curve, by example, you can see, is there a big vibration, or is the setting of the weighing system well? How is the timing of the whole filling process, and so on. And so we can see problems in advance and can take action before the line breaks down. And in order to help the people on site, the technician on site, we very often and more works with our service glasses. Here's an example. So here's a camera. So we can see what the guy on site can see, and the guy on site can see on this small display here what we can see. So we are as close as possible at the customer site, and yeah, we can help maybe in the same way than we are on site by ourselves.
That's very impressive. Thank you for showing us. So you can actually help remotely. Makes me think of another topic. When it comes to training, Eva, during the pandemic, you started doing training remotely. but wasn't it always a big benefit for the customers to come to Oelde and learn directly from you in Oelde?
Yes, of course. It was and will be our first option to welcome our customers in Oelde to train on the machines in our training center. It is a great experience for them to see our workshops and work directly on the machines. But even without a pandemic situation like in the last years, it is not always possible to come to Oelde for every customer at every time. So therefore we developed these digital trainings, and we have great experiences with them until now. And via our learning management systems, it's always possible to provide the content afterwards. So
that's great. So we take something positive out of the pandemic, keep the good things, and let the bad things go. Thank you very much, Eva. Thank you very much, Klaus, for showing us. You are always very welcome to come to our experts with all of your questions regarding service. You may contact Eva here at the Achema or call Klaus, and they will be happy to help you out, to answer your questions, be there for you, so that we can create the perfect process hand in hand as partners. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.
Thank you. Back to Frankfurt. Thank you.